Final preparations underway. That hurricane is expected to make landfall within 24 hours. So what's happening at this moment?
The sheriff of Hillsborough County, that's the Tampa area, just said it's go time now. It's now or never. You're either leaving now, not in 2 hours, not in 3 hours, now, or you need to hunker down and stay. We are, as you said, in St. Petersburg. We're right on the tip of that peninsula, Pinellas County here. You can see that is the entrance here to Tampa Bay, the Skyway Bridge in the background. This place is going to get flooded. And you know how I know? Look over here. Look at these boats, these massive boats. This is what Helene deposited here 2 weeks ago. So when the storm surge does come in here, this will all be well underwater, and the track did move further to the south. We'll get to that in a second. But Tampa all the way down to Fort Myers, you are in this storm. It is coming in. We've got less than 24 hours. It is still going to be a historic storm.
Mandatory evacuations up and down Florida's Gulf Coast. Cars jamming Florida's highways night and day. Many not making the journey out of the hurricane zone, moving their RVs and cars to higher ground at this Target parking lot in Fort Myers. Milton whipping up winds and driving rain on Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. An early example of what's heading towards the Sunshine State. NOAA's Hurricane Hunter planes flying back and forth through the eye wall. A bumpy road as 150-mile-per-hour winds toss the plane.
This storm is going to affect everybody.
It already is. Business owners in coastal Bradenton are boarding up. Massive lines for gas as Governor Ron DeSantis promises there's enough, but not everyone can find any.
Another place I was in line at earlier, and they ran out of gas while I was in line.
And there's still debris piles lining the roads along the beaches. Dump trucks working around the clock, moving it away from the shore, turning the county's fairgrounds into a new temporary landfill. At least for a few more days until Milton blows across the state and out into the Atlantic.
All right, well, the rain is picking up. We're starting to get some light breezes. That is going to deteriorate really quickly over the next few hours. That's why you're not going to be able to leave later. It's going to be too dangerous to drive. I want to show you the maps here. Take a look at where this thing is. It's still circulating just to the northwest of Cuba there, in the Gulf of Mexico. Category 4 now, strong Category 4, 155 miles per hour. It's almost still a Category 5. There's some upper level shear that's kind of taking off the tops of the thunderstorms. That's why it's dropping down. Take a look on the track here as it moves. Still going to remain a Category 4. National Hurricane Center saying it is going to make landfall tonight between midnight and 2 a.m. as a Category 4 between Sarasota and Port Charlotte. That's the Venice area. It is going to be extremely dangerous, but we're going to feel it all the way up and down the western coast of the Gulf of Mexico. Then it's going to roar through the center of the state, pop out by Palm Bay over there on the east coast as a Category 1 on Tuesday around Thursday at around 2 p.m. So this is going to be traversing the state for about 12 hours. Take a look at the spaghetti models here. They are all consolidating right there over the Venice area just south of Sarasota. That's where it looks now, but this could still shift all the way up to the time it makes landfall. That's what happened with Helene a few weeks ago. At the last second, it did a move. The warnings are exactly where you can imagine. All the red here on the map, that's the hurricane warning. It stretches from the Tampa Bay across the I-4 corridor to the Atlantic coast, from St. Augustine all the way down to Fort Pierce on the east coast. And then we've got those storm surge warnings still in effect here for the Tampa Bay area, up to 15 feet here. Down by Fort Myers, going to get up to 12 feet. That entire area there just going to get hammered later this afternoon into the evening hours. The storm surge is going to come way before the storm actually makes landfall. So you don't have 12 until midnight tonight. You've got less than that. You've got just literally hours. And then, of course, the inland flooding, which I'm extremely concerned about. Look at that purple area there. It stretches basically coast to coast from Tampa across the I-4 corridor. Some areas are going to get 12 inches of rain. There's going to be some isolated areas that are going to get up to 18 inches of rain. Holly, I'll tell you, this town, this area, the counties, Hillsborough, and then also out here in Pinellas County, they are pretty much ghost towns. Everything is shut down, boarded up. People started evacuating. There's the people that are remaining, they need to take a second thought about that and go if they can. Otherwise, they've just going to have to ride it out, because the emergency officials have already said, once this starts, we can't come out and save you. You're going to have to ride it out by yourself.
I'm glad to hear that it's a ghost town in most of the area, because that's important.
Senior meteorologist Scott Withers, thank you, sir. Stay safe.